To Excel tips and tricks for busy professional. Today I'm going to let you know how to create a drop-down list and how to create a dependent drop-down list. So jump into the sheet, and this is a sheet named a drop-down list, and I have a sheet called DD, that is a drop-down list. How we are going to achieve this later on. First we focus on how we are going to create a drop-down list, this sort of drop-down list. So I have a data, this is a data, and I want to create a drop-down list in this particular cell. So for that, what I want to know, first we need to know this, is this list is a unique one or do we have a duplicate on this. So for that, what we will do, we'll use a formula called unique. So unique bracket open, and it asking the array. So array is this one, except my header I will select from here to here, and then I'll close it, and I'll see is there any duplicate entry or not. So it is 12, and in my main list is also 12. So my data, whatever the information over here, is not a duplicate one. So what I will do, I will give a reference to this one. So I want to create a drop down. So let me create a drop down in H6. I'll go to data, I'll go to data tool, click on data validation. I'll select from the drop down as a list, and I'll give a source, a range which I want to create a drop down list. So this is my unique. So I'll select this and I'll give, and I say OK. The moment I say OK, the tab information is in front of you in this particular cell which I have given a reference. I can create this way. So this is how we can create a drop down. Now let's move on to dependent drop down list. So when I say dependence, that means if I select certain cells informations, I want that information to be selected on the different cell altogether which has a relevant information on that. So everyone loves drop down list, right? So they say they save time when typing, and they improve accuracy in data due to fewer typos. But what about a drop down that alternate lists least based on the selection from another drop down? These are what are known as dependent drop downs. These types of drop down list can be tricky to create unless you know the secret. So like any magic tricks, once you know the secret, it's become very easy. So let's jump into this, how we are going to create this. So earlier videos or earlier things, earlier sheets, we have created a drop down. Now we need to create a drop down based on that. So what is a scenario over here? I have a data where I want to create lead names. So these are my leads name and these are my teammates names. So if I select team Akbar, it need to be uh, visible only these particular names, and if I select a drop down over here. So let me create first a lead names drop down first. So first what we do, I will select over here, I'll go to this, I'll select on this data validation. Once I click on data validation, I'll click on list, I'll give a reference, to this, and I say OK. The information is visible right now over here. Now what I want, if I select team Prakash, I want this information to be highlighted in this particular cell one by one. So if I select team Prakash, I want Ijaz. If I want to select Soeb, I can select Soeb. If I want to select Khan, I can select Khan. So how we are going to achieve this? So first, for that we need to create a name range. So what we need to do, we need to select this first, the entire cell of this particular range, and I click on create from selection. So once you create on selection, this information will come down, this window rather come down a page. What I need to do, I want top row to create a name selection. I don't want left column to create any selection or bottom rows or right columns. So I'll check out this left column and I say OK. All right. So once I say OK, I want to check if this name range has been created or not. So how do we going to see that? So again on the formula tabs, click on name managers and you see this information over here which has a header like Team Akbar, Team Amir, Team Prakash. So how are we going to see this? Is this range has been selected correctly or not? So for example, if I select Team Akbar, I'll click over here and I see dancing lines on this particular cell under Team Akbar. That means the range whatever I have selected, it's automatically selected this and giving me the correct information. Similar way, if I want to select another name range as a Team Amir, I will able to see that information as well the moment I click over here. So the moment I click over here, it will show me the information. Now let's see to Team Prakash. So it is again Team Prakash. So it is working perfectly fine. Now I want, if I select Team Prakash, I want to see all this information. How we are going to do this? So again, we'll move back to data validations things. So for that, I need to click on data. Under data, there is an option called data tool. From data tool, there is, if I select this data validation, I need to click on data validation drop down. So the moment I click data validation, I need to come down again to the list, and in this source, what I need to do, I need to click and I need to in fact give a formula reference. That formula reference is very easy. Just be with me and I'll show you that. So I will click equal to indirect, 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 bracket open. I want to give a reference, and the reference would be this one, that is A6. The moment I click A6 over here, this A6 is locked by, if you see this dollar sign over here also before A and before 6, that means this cell is locked. Now I need to close the bracket and I say okay. Boom, here is the information. You can see all the information which you wanted based on this selection. If I select Team Amir, I will be able to see Team Amir information. If I select Team Akbar, I can see this information, Team Amir as well, or Team Akbar rather. Alright, so that's how can create a dependent drop down list. I hope you like this video. If you did, if you are a learner, if you learn something new, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to become more advanced in Excel and you haven't subscribed this to channel, consider subscribing it. Thank you very much for watching my channel and have a wonderful day ahead.